solving the problems of the world, which many have been solved, but we're going to give you ways to solve them on this week's episode of Implicit Bias. As we wrap it up, I'm Kevon Bordelon. I'm your host. We have your co-host here in the Mr. Lester's top secret podcast there. He is Caleb Morse. Lee Ritter has somehow, I guess he's kicked Mike Trammell out. He's got the bar to himself. So he's trying to find $10 pours for Mr. Lester Steakhouse.
All day.
But we're going to solve one of the problems because, you know, with the election of Donald Trump, many people have feared deportation. Many people have said, oh, he's going to deport all these poor people who have come to the United States. You know what? I think we can actually have them deport themselves. That's easy. It's actually really, really easy. And what's amazing is we got some breaking news that somebody apparently took our idea and implemented it in just a little way.
What's this?
Follow me here. Here's the way to make it happen and to ask them to deport themselves and have them do it within a couple of weeks.
Ooh, this sounds good. Go.
I like where this is going.
Yeah, go with it.
Executive order, the second the hand comes off of the Bible, actually, second executive order after the hand comes off the Bible, pardoning people from January 6th, persecution is number one.
Yes,
but
yes.
let's go to second executive order. It's this. It's that any federal government worker found administering federal taxpayer dollars to non-residents of the United States while in the United States faces 25 years in prison.
Ooh, is that a law somewhere? Or
Done.
is he just going to pass an executive order?
Executive order it.
I like it.
Executive order it. I tell you
it.
what,
Okay.
take the prison sentence out of it and just executive order that it now becomes illegal for anyone to receive federal benefits from United States taxpayer dollars, whether city, state, federal, any of them.
Just put an instant 15% tax on their federal income tax 1 year. Make it hurt directly.
No,
Oh, I
because,
like that.
No,
No.
because it's not their money in the first place.
It doesn't matter.
It's free money. If you make it illegal to give them the free money, they'll go home tomorrow.
No,
Yeah, but they're
And that's
finding
no
ways
harm
to
to
give money.
anybody.
yeah.
no matter
I'm
what.
talking about the person processing the
Oh,
paperwork.
the person
Americans.
processing it?
Not,
Yeah.
not the illegals.
Yes.
Oh, no. That person who there's no deduction.
The person who
There's no around it.
signed off on it.
15%.
And look,
Okay.
if
Let it rip.
If someone's going to give you something like that, everyone's going to say, "Well, I'll take some," right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's their nature. That's the nature of mankind. It's like, look, if you're giving away for free, I'll take that too. But the person who does it and willingly knows that it's wrong,
Yes.
morally wrong, they should be held accountable and liable.
Okay, so
Well,
here we go. This is the breaking news.
Break it.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, New York City Mayor Eric Adams will be ending the voucher program for people in the United States illegally.
Imagine how fast that happened.
One day.
48 hours?
One day after the results of the election were made
Now,
final.
Are they going to be ending the vouchers for housing or the voucher for like the Visa credit cards?
It is the voucher program,
So all of it, maybe?
which would be all of it.
So how much money did he just save?
Oh, my
It's
goodness.
amazing. He's making budget cuts.
Well, and look, he didn't save the money. That's federal money.
But that's what I'm saying. Budget cuts, baby.
That's
Let's
federal
roll.
money that was promised to them and a few other people that was signed
That's
off by the
amazing.
current president.
So these things, what is it? Actions have consequences.
Yeah.
Right. Like
or
all-
no, elections.
Well,
Barack,
no, elections
Barack
do,
Obama.
but actions
elections
have consequences, right? Like, I mean, I have kids, so their actions, they have consequences. We all do. Connor works with me 2
Yeah.
days a week. Actions have consequences. Thank God he's a good kid.
I punished him and made him go to work with you.
You know what?
No,
His
look,
music choices are questionable, so I question you for teaching them.
he is
but he's a good kid.
he's a fantastic young man. I am blessed to have him as a son.
You did a good job.
And I'm
He's
going
a
to
good
say this, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to take all the jokes aside. He is blessed to have you as not just his boss, but also his leader at this age in his life.
I'll be honest. I probably talk to him like 20 minutes every 2 weeks.
But
he does his work and
but
he
the
knocks it out.
leadership is there, and that's
So-
the
leadership's
thing.
there.
So let me tell you, this is how well. Let's brag on Connor for a half a beat, right?
Works.
Oh, he's
Kid's
gonna love
great.
this.
He comes in, he puts his head down, he puts his Oasis on. I have to correct that.
He's
like-
sitting there jamming Wonderwall.
all day.
okay,
I'm like, no, more
it's
Metallica.
not just that. He does more Metallica.
I'm like,
he's
more
more into the hard stuff.
So I write on the dry erase board every song, like more Metallica, less Oasis. And he's like, yeah. And he's got his little beats. He rocks and roll. He does a lot of stuff. He's great. He's a great kid. So I am wearing a bluey shirt, and this is Bandit the Dad. You know, if you watch the show, my kids love it, and kids are cutting up. The dad is always the calming force. Let's find this resolution. This is the subtle resolution, folks. It's gonna be okay. Just listen to Daddy. He's going to take care of you. He's going to bring you back to rules and some guidance and let you fall down and learn. It's okay. We're going to be all right.
Society needs to learn that, not everything kills you.
No.
And
Agreed.
we've had people freaking out saying, "Oh, this is going to be the end, and this is going to be the end, and this is going to be the end."
And look, I feel terrible for the number of people because apparently there were a record number of suicides.
And I feel terrible for that.
I feel
That's
that is
bad.
horrific. We do not want
Well, and
anyone to take their own life.
That's
bad.
that is people who need to get the help that they are devoted. People that how to word that one.
People that have been misguided and need
Not
help
even
and,
that,
and
like,
haven't found it.
They have been
when all
brainwashed.
when all you tell somebody is that this is the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all they know, right? And it's like Pavlov, right? So once they're conditioned to that, that's
The
what they
dog,
know.
yeah,
And we
Pavlov's
need-
dog.
You need to understand that this isn't life or death. This is politics.
I remember buying a house in my late 20s and didn't have the down payment and asked and couldn't get it. And I was like, man, I'm going to miss this house. This is the one. A couple years later, got taken care of. You know what happened? Found the house.
Yeah.
This is the one.
So let me.
It's all good. I failed. And in my failure, I learned how to get up, save more money, and find the one that I like.
So I'm going to disagree. That's not failure that taught you. That's faith that taught you. And here's
Well,
why.
there is faith in there too.
Because someone once said to me, and I'm going to repeat this, and if you follow this one rule, I guarantee your life will work out much better. And it's one of the few guarantees that I will issue on this show. God has 3 answers for you. Yes, not now, or no, I have something better.
Oh, yes.
If you can grasp that concept, if we as a society would grasp that concept, life for all of us would be rid of so many of the issues that we have.
And
How much worse off would you be if God answered all your prayers?
oh, God.
Oh,
I've gotten more there's something better. A
Yeah.
lot. And you know what? Dude, I've got a beautiful wife. I've got beautiful kids. I have a roof over my head. Thank God.
do you know
But,
how many
it's
times?
so good. Just and those weren't maybe the answers I was looking for back in the day, but what I've got now. Ooh,
So
love it.
ask yourself out there, if you're a listener, how many times did you want crazy to accept you when you were dating crazy? And how many times do you look up and go, "Whew, dodge that bullet"?
Did you remember crazy from the night before?
Look, let's be honest. Sometimes you're like, man, I want crazy.
Walker fumbling in the back.
And,
Well, it's-
and the reality is, God has something better.
yes.
And it's learning to be satisfied in self and learning what is enough.
Ring
right?
the bell,
If
ring the
you
bell,
know-
ring the bell.
If you
Yep.
know
Yeah,
a
yeah,
dollar
yeah, for
amount's
sure, for
enough,
sure,
if
for
you know how
sure.
much, like faith should be the thing that you struggle for the most, right? Because the faith of a mustard seed will move a mountain. How little faith do we really have, right?
That's it.
So, and we get caught up in this whole consumerism. And as someone who owns a retail store, consumerism is a bad thing. Like, you don't need the newest firearm. You don't need the newest car. You don't need the newest
But,
motorcycle.
okay,
You don't need the newest boat.
As a real estate, as somebody that owns a retail store, you could have the slowest day, and all 3 or 4 of y'all staring at each other all day long, going, "Today sucks." And 5 minutes before close, one man walks
Yep.
in and says, "You know what I'd like, Caleb?" And you go, "Well, we close in 5 minutes." In your head, and you go, "Well, what can I help you with?" Because I've been in your store enough now. And you go, "What can I help you with?" And your guys are smiling. Nobody's taking anything down in pre-closing. And the next thing you know, you've had the best day all week because one man walked in and you took 3 extra minutes. And that's something that I'll say about your store is you got to spend time in the store. Don't walk in and look for the instant gratification, because as somebody who's now spent time in your store, if you look to go in and out, you're going to go in and out. You're going to be like, it didn't feel right.
It'll be transactional,
Yes, it will.
like many of your
It-
That's not
relationships.
what I want.
You don't know me well enough for that.
We got 1 minute. We got to
Go with
wrap
it.
hard. Here's
But it's a good store.
Here's the deal. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's about faith. It's about knowing that it's not as bad as you think, and it's never as good as you think either. It's all about this being the beginning. D-Day has happened. We have a beachhead. The fight really now begins in making this good for all of us and making it really good for your implicit bias. We'll see you in 7.